Hello everybody and welcome to Halloween Its Conspiracies with Heyy21. I'm your host Heyy21. In today's video we are going to be going in depth on how Halloween is a very big conspiracy in all of its glory. Because Halloween is not just all fun and games, it's scary fun and it has many theories behind it. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, our first theory is of how Halloween is a corporate money-making scheme. Yes, you heard me right, and yes, I'm going to prove it to you. The theory suggests that Halloween's modern popularity and widespread commercialism were orchestrated by corporations to sell costumes, candy, decorations, and other seasonal products, turning it into a billion-dollar industry. Yeah, that is kind of freaky once you realize that you actually know something more than the company probably thinks you know. Anyway, Halloween begins as a modest holiday with traditions like carving pumpkins and trick-or-treating, but in the last century, with its modern commercialism, it has exploded into a commercial juggernaut, with Americans spending over $10 billion annually on costumes, candy, and decorations. Yeah, you heard me right. That's not a joke. Now, here are some things about corporations driving the whole holiday. Candy companies like Mars and even Hershey's, costume retailers, and even party stores are often seen as the driving forces behind the massive expansions of Halloween and celebrations. Their advertisements, early product releases, and themed promotions keep the public in Halloween buying frenzies. Yeah, that is really freaky. Because it makes total sense. You see those big candy bags in the stores, and they're in piles, and there's people around it. Or sometimes there's no people around it, and you're in the store, and you're like, oh my god, there they are. I need to buy them right now. It's 2 weeks before Halloween. I don't care. I gotta buy it right now. And they might not even be on sale. They might be full price, like about $20, maybe a bag. And you'll probably buy like 3 of them, right? And they'll be $60. You'll only use probably 1 of them, because your neighborhood's not the biggest neighborhood of all. And you just don't want to get those kids who come around to your house all sick and cavities, even though that would make sense for companies anyway. It makes me mad because it is so true. And now for manufacturing demand, that kind of seems like it's not part of the theory, but it is. By pushing new trends like pet costumes, elaborate home displays, or themed parties, you've heard of those on TikTok, corporations continue to find new ways to encourage consumers to spend more each year. Many view Halloween as a less of a tradition, but more of a manufactured holiday meant to boost sales. That's weird. Now, our last point is marketing to kids. The trick-or-treat tradition gives companies a direct line to young consumers who are easy to influence. By heavily marketing to children through TV shows, commercials, and product placement, companies ensure that demand for Halloween treats and costumes stay high. Because it's true, especially during COVID, when people were all running to the store like, oh my god, we need costumes now or else everyone's gonna buy it, kind of like how toilet paper was, but that's a whole nother video. It's just, Halloween has just become such a big thing, especially in the past couple of years. You talk to people who were born in like 1970s and you talk to them and they're all like, Halloween was just kind of a fun thing, and now it's like more of a big corporate scheme because of TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, anything that can get you marketing and get their money. They will do, and they will get you scammed. Kinda. Because you need the candy, so they're not scamming you. But are they? Think about that.
Is Jay-Z really in the Illuminati? Is Donald Trump? Is Katy Perry? Am I?
Everyone from the BBC to Beyoncé has been accused of being part of the Illuminati, a secret group said to comprise of the world's most powerful people seeking to establish a new world order.
Even if you haven't heard of the Illuminati, chances are you've probably seen one of the symbols associated with them. Pentagrams, goats, even the all-seeing eye that's found on US banknotes.
References have also cropped up in music videos, such as Rihanna's S&M, which featured a fake newspaper with a headline declaring her Princess of the Illuminati.
So why do musicians and artists like to play around with references to the Illuminati?
I think quite simply, they're just having fun. They're just entertained by these stories, like many of us are. I'm reminded of a conspiracy theory from 1966 that Paul McCartney of the Beatles had died in a car crash on the way home after doing some recording. And he'd been replaced by a Canadian DJ who looked a lot like him and quickly learnt to play the bass and sing. Paul McCartney has never denied this conspiracy theory. He's always kept quiet about it. And I think McCartney, like Jay-Z, Rihanna and others, is just entertained by the story.
So who are the Illuminati? Are they really a shadowy elite who control the world?
The Illuminati were, to the best of our knowledge, a Bavarian secret society formed in the 18th century. It opposed superstition, religious influence, and state authority. They even created a rule book which stated that the order of the day is to put an end to the machinations of the purveyors of injustice, to control them without dominating them. The Bavarian group eventually faded into irrelevance and has nothing to do with modern concepts of the Illuminati.
The conspiracy theory that we know about today stems from the Discordian movement. The story goes that Discordianism began in 1965 in the office of a Texas drug attorney.
Two schoolmates, Greg Hill and Kerry Thornley, used the office photocopier to publish copies of the Principia Discordia, the movement's founding text. The book promoted the idea that chaos is as important as order, and Discordianism gathered steam throughout the 60s and 70s, with Hill and Thornley actively trying to cause mischief and spread disinformation. Their mission was expanded even further by two other Americans, a writer called Robert Anton Wilson and his friend Robert Shea.
Wilson was editor at Playboy, and the two of them decided they would write a novel and they would throw all of the great conspiracy theories into this novel and call it Illuminatus. And in fact, they enjoyed it so much they turned it into a trilogy. They decided that it would be fun to try and spread a little chaos and misinformation deliberately about the Illuminati. And they did this by writing letters to the mainstream press, by writing letters to fanzines, which were popular at the time, but also through the letters page of Playboy itself.
They would also write in letters from imaginary readers saying that the Illuminati weren't real at all, or were kind of sitting on the fence. It didn't really matter. What did matter is that all these people seemed to be generating this conversation about the Illuminati, and the idea was that you, as the reader, were supposed to question that, interrogate it, ask, are they really real?
The myth travelled far and wide. Wilson and Shea's The Illuminatus trilogy attributed some of the mysteries of the time, such as who shot John F. Kennedy, to the Illuminati.
Although the multitude of conspiracy theories that appear in the trilogy are imaginary, they're blended with enough truth to make them seem plausible.
Probably the oddest theory was the suggestion that Adam Weishaupt, the founder of the Bavarian Illuminati, assassinated George Washington and assumed his identity as President of the USA. Believers of this theory point to Washington's portrait on the US $1 bill, which they suggest is actually the face of Weishaupt. Despite its lack of mainstream sales, the trilogy became a cult favourite. It was even made into a mammoth 8-hour stage play in Liverpool, launching the careers of British actors Bill Nighy and Jim Broadbent. The 70s print magazine culture seems distant now from our globalised, hyper-connected internet, but Illuminati rumours are still rife on websites such as 4chan and Reddit, where believers swap their favourite versions of the conspiracy and champion evidence to prove it's still in existence.
Ultimately, it's not down to a shadowy elite whether you choose to believe in the Illuminati conspiracy theory or not. It's up to you.
Alright, our second theory and our last theory of the video. Yeah, it's gonna be a big one because it's Halloween's hidden Illuminati connection. Now, you're probably rolling your eyes if you're someone who's like, oh, the Illuminati, it's all bogus. Well, not necessarily. It is, you know, a little bit scary how it is very true. Kind of like our last theory. This one seems more like, oh god, but when you really dive deep and you really are like thinking, you realize it. Now, this theory claims that Halloween is a secret ritual by the Illuminati. Now, to me, that does sound stupid, but let's keep going. A shadowy group said to control global affairs, to manipulate the masses, perform occult ceremonies, and celebrate their hidden power. Now, Illuminati probably is a thing, but that's a different video again. But you have celebrities, which, no, not all of them are like Illuminati, but you have influencers. You have those big people that we see in TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, anywhere you have social media. You see them. You're gonna scroll and you're gonna be like, look at this new product, candy for Halloween. That's tying in like the last theory, which corporate money making scheme, sponsored videos. Anyway, the first point is Halloween is a ritual power. Conspiracy theorists argue that Halloween's themes of death, darkness, and occult imagery are directly tied to the Illuminati's alleged beliefs. Halloween is said to be one of the main times of the Illuminati reveals their power through a symbolic imagery, skulls, pyramids, and all-seeing eyes, seen in decorations, costumes, and pop culture. Kind of like triple-sided conspiracies, which, by the way, go watch. It's pop culture. It's the media. It's the media trying to get you in, and the celebrities who are being paid to say this candy is the best. You know, they're probably gonna get off that video and be like, "Oh my god, this candy is so bad." But for $300, I mean, it's kind of worth making a 2-second video or whatever. You know, that's just used as an example, but I'm just saying. And it makes total sense because you see celebrities who are on Instagram who you think are not sponsors, but you scroll and you see sponsored by blah, 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 sponsored by who, you know, it makes sense why they would be paid, because Halloween being a corporate money making scheme and tying into a secret cult, which that's scary. That's a whole nother video to really convince me as the theorist to think the Illuminati is real. But anyway, our second point is occult symbolism hidden in plain sight. According to the theory, many Halloween symbols like witches, black cats, and even costumes represent ancient rituals or occult practices favored by elite groups. Okay, that's scary. Let's keep going. Even popular media, from Halloween-themed movies to music videos, is said to include hidden messages that promote Illuminati ideology. Jeez, I cannot say that word. I think that also Halloween is tied in with money-making schemes, which we already talked about, but that's kind of what it's saying. Yeah, that's what I was touching on. And also, we all think Halloween's this innocent little thing that we have every year. In October 31st, you go out with your costumes and you go party with your friends or whatever, and you have those cool tricks and stuff like that. It is such a big holiday when you think about it, and it's very centralized on many places, people's things, whatever. Yeah, it's just it makes me mad, and probably makes you mad as well, which if it does, comment down below. It does make me really mad that this is mostly true. This is really true. It makes so much sense. Our third point is manipulation in the masses. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Illuminati is believed to use Halloween as a way to desensitize the public to darker themes such as death, control, and manipulation. Okay. Halloween parties, horror films, and haunted houses are seen as tools to distract people while secretly influence their subconscious minds. I'm telling you. It's like you don't even notice. It's every year. It's like Christmas. It's every year. Now, Christmas is more of a tradition. You go with your family. But Halloween is both a tradition and also kind of just it happens every year. You quote unquote need to dress up. You need to do this. You need to do that. And if you don't dress up, you're not going to get the candy. And you're going to see everyone outside and you're like, oh. And if once you get older, you have to give out more so the candy. But even then, you could still go out. They're flipping the switches. When you're older and you have the money, they can manipulate you more, especially if you're more gullible, to spend your money on it. Because when you were a kid, you're like, I love the candy. Why not give it to other people too? It makes me mad. And you know what? You're still going to give those people candy because you have to. Many celebrities who have been accused of this are also very which delves into the celebrity involvement, such as celebrities like Beyonce, Jeezy, and and others often dress up in elaborate costumes or throw extravagant Halloween parties. Heidi Klum. Conspiracy theorists argue that these events are more than just fun. They're coded rituals that reflect deeper occult connections, which I think Heidi Klum's not part of the Illuminati. I think she's just doing her own thing. But, I mean, it makes sense. It's kind of like when you see celebrities go to the Met Gala and they have those big extravagant outfits, which is a whole different thing. That should be a cool topic to talk about, but that's costumes, different kind of Met Gala, whatever. Yeah, I mean, it ties into the money-making scheme. They all tie in, and that's what we gotta realize with conspiracy theories, and triple-sided conspiracies definitely shows that. It's like, it's so obvious that they're all tied in together, and you don't even know it, and it makes me so mad. It makes me really mad that we don't know this, and it's just here the whole time, and yeah, once you realize it, you get really mad. So yeah, that's basically the whole Illuminati part of Halloween, which does make sense, and it's wild, and it's crazy, and it's always exciting for all of us viewers and theorists to climb onto and be little fishes to those big sharks, or sharks, minnows, whatever. Yeah, it's crazy. It makes a lot of sense. All right, everybody, that's it. I can't believe the end of the video is already here. These theories were pretty mind-boggling, and honestly, once you realize these, it's very obvious that they're very true. And once you watch this video, go research other theories, because once this video comes out, which is November 1st, or it doesn't matter when you're watching this, research a holiday that's near you, because if you do, like 4th of July, Christmas, all of these theories, if you tie them in with other theories evolving around those holidays, like Christmas, 4th of July, or whatever, they all fit in, and it makes a lot of sense. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below which theory you liked the most, because I hope you liked all of them, because they were very mind-boggling, like I said. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Stay safe, and bye-bye, everyone.